Hey guys, big welcome back. This flight took place in Port Dover, Ontario for Friday the 13th bike rally, which is every Friday the 13th. Basically, people from all over Ontario and I'm guessing some northern states, because I did see a bunch of Americans from like Pennsylvania, New York, stuff like that. Other states I don't recall, but anyway, they all flood into this little sleepy town. This is like a town of I don't know, like 10,000 people or something. It's a small little town on Lake Erie, and for those of you that don't know, a little background on it there. Um, and it's a nice little town. It's actually the first time I've ever been there. I've heard of it many times, but this time I decided to take the drone down there and my Osmo and some other gear and go video the bikes. I did Daytona Beach Bike Week back in March, and that was really cool. So if you want to see some videos there, those are on my channel. But today we're just gonna fly around, check out some bikes, and there were thousands of them. You'll see. We're gonna fly over the whole area. Might be a little slow to start. Just kind of normally when I take my drone off in the air, I like to do a little bit of a spin and make sure that my arrow on my screen is displaying the correct direction for what I'm actually going, just to make sure we don't have a compass error. It's especially important when you're going to be flying over people and motorcycles. And yeah, so we'll get into our flight here. This was a tricky place to get around to. Many of you that watch this probably won't know. Got an F-150 with some big wheels on it and whatnot, and so they stick out a little bit past the fenders. And trying to get through some of the tight streets in the truck, which is, it's obviously a lot bigger than a car, is pretty tricky when the bikes were backed into both sides of the street. But we managed to get around pretty good. It was just a little tricky. To the left there, you see a little side street with a building on the other side of the river. That was somewhere that, we went and drove down. And actually, by that red building, I went and did a U-turn there and talked to some guys that were standing there. They were amazed that I got the truck around that corner by the yellow bike. But we managed. It was all good. And so this is actually flight 1 of 2 down here. I'd like to point that out. So anyone that's watching this, know that I do have a full second flight that was later on in the day once the sun was fully out. And so it's a little nicer to look at for the sun part of it, but this one is a little more in depth of flying out over. I went farther on this flight than I do on the next one, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to put it up anyway. For those of you that are new to my channel, well, I just wanted to say welcome, of course. But I try to do a lot of flight vlogs. I was hoping to use this footage and do some of the better parts and just put it to some music and then do a flight. But I just figured, whatever, I'll just throw it all in as a flight vlog, and people can, either enjoy it or not, I guess, if they don't. For this flight, I do stay at a pretty good height above people. There's going to be some points where I do get lower down, and so you get a bit better view of the city and stuff like that. But at the same time, I've got to watch for wires, and I'm not looking to, to bug anybody too bad. On my second flight, I kind of dropped down and hover a bit by an intersection, just where some cops were sitting, and trying to get their attention just for the fun of it, I guess. But whatever. If you see up that the main street there, which is maybe called Main Street or whatever, anyways, you just look at all the thousands of people and some bikes, and they estimate about 100,000 people come in each Friday the 13th for this, so pretty cool. I'll take this opportunity to address something that really pisses me off, and it's, if you see on the screen by the blue striped tent and stuff right there, that's kind of like a main intersection. Well, I was there recording with the Osmo in my truck. I've got the cool ride through, so if you like the bikes, you've got to check that out. That's where I ride through this town with the Osmo going, recording all HD, so you get all the bikes. But anyways, back to what I was saying. I stopped at that light for like 18 seconds or whatever it was, with a U2 song playing in the background at a bar. You know what I mean? I've got audio recording, so I'm trying to get all the bikes. There's a lot of bikes, they're revving, you know what I mean? I wanted to give people an authentic tour around, which means you record audio. And unfortunately, with U2 being in the background, Within minutes of me uploading the video, boom, copyright. It says you're not in trouble, but you should know that YouTube is going to get all the money from this video. And I've run into this problem before, and it really pisses me off. I don't know how many of you guys that are watching this have actually, upload. I know a lot of people just watch YouTube, they don't really upload, but imagine you take the trouble, you drive an hour away, go through all the trouble of mounting a camera up, drive around for half an hour or whatever, making a video, and because a YouTube song comes on for 18 seconds and it's just faint, you know what I mean? It's in the distance. It's not like it was in my truck and I was, throwing it into the sound. It's just faint. But because of that, they can claim the entire monetization for my video. They can say, yeah, all the work you did doesn't matter. We get the music, we get the financial rights to that video, and it pisses me off. I filed a dispute that I'll never win, because basically I never do. When I did the driving around with the Osmo mounted in South Beach down in Miami, same thing, a Drake song came on, and just a few seconds of driving by, and they deny it, they deny the claim. Same thing, it was like a 30 or 40 minute video or whatever it was. And nope, they say he gets all the money. So the only thing you can do is either give them the money or put, like, basically a blank spot. Take the audio out that's affected. However, that's where the significance of the intersection was. So I was at like the main intersection, you know what I mean? So that's the sounds of the bikes right there and the people, and the music is part of the atmosphere to me. So it should be protected under the fair use as being, important to my video. It's what gives the video realism. If I could give you guys audio on this flight and have you listening to the streets, I would have much rather do that than having you listen to me flap my gums. I think that authentic audio from the area is important. And as I'm talking about all this, some of you are probably sitting there thinking, okay, buddy, shut up. And I get that. That's cool, and I understand that, because I do get that comment sometimes on my flight vlog videos. People will be like, shut up. But I got to tell you, there is a good mute button on here, so you can still enjoy the video, because I'm probably one of only a few people that probably flew their drone there. And you could throw on some, some good biker music or something, get some Metallica or, whatever, Slayer, I don't know, whatever you want, throw something on, and just enjoy the flight. And I'm definitely fine with that. I didn't see very many other drones. I was talking about other people. I did see one on the beach. I didn't see him flying it. He just had a Phantom. But wasn't too many other people flying it. So I imagine some people were. I just didn't see them. But got talking to several people, though. While you're flying one of these and people see it, they generally come up and want to talk to you about it. And can you put a camera on it? And even though they can see that I'm watching a screen of some stuff, but the first question they ask is, can you put a camera on it? But so I have to explain to them that yeah, it has a camera. That's how we can see what I'm watching. Yeah, because I don't know, it's kind of weird when people do that, but I guess they don't clue into that the video feed they're watching is coming from a camera. They figure it's a microphone or something maybe, but. Anyhow, this was a really cool place. It wasn't a hot day out, unfortunately. It would have been nice if this had been a Friday the 13th and, in July or August. It was warm, but it started off by pouring rain. And as we were rolling into Port Dover, it started coming down really hard. And several bike crashes throughout the day that we were aware of. As we were pulling right into town, there was a bike down in the middle of the road that we had to go around. I didn't offer to help because there was already firemen on scene and stuff like that. So, and then there's a couple others. I think we saw two on the way to the rally. One with the road closed, which caused us to go on a big detour. Although that was a really cool chance to see some bikes doing some tricks on the back roads, like the wheeling and stuff like that. I got a buddy that was with me. He made some video of that. And then on the way home, there was another accident with 3 bikes. I have on my phone a police scanner, so sometimes when I'm out driving around, I'll throw that on, and it happens to be the one available is actually for this area. So it's kind of cool. You get to hear about the accidents and stuff over the radio. And so when I flew my drone there, I had the police scanner running. I was kind of hoping to hear them say, yeah, somebody's got a drone over this, but Nah, I didn't hear anything. They just ignored me. They saw it, but they didn't do anything. Um, yeah, it's pretty cool. I really wish I had a bike. I had a enduro last year. I've got some bike vlogs up or whatever, driving around on the bike, and I really enjoy bikes. I want a street bike, but it's one of those things. My old lady's not really into it, just for the safety aspect. Is It's not so much the biker. Well, it can be definitely, but it's often the other guy and people that don't pay attention to bikes. So I don't know. Maybe one day we'll see. Or I got rid of my enduro just because it was kind of crappy for going off roading. It was the wheels were too narrow and it was slippy, and I dumped it a few times and cracked it all up and whatever. And wasn't worried about it. I burned my leg. I put a video of that up. This is pretty cool seeing all these people from this point of view. I haven't even actually watched this footage back on my computer yet. I made the video and then threw it on the computer, but haven't even watched it. So I'm watching it for the first time with you guys right now as I'm recording the audio. Common question, by the way, is what do I do to record audio? This is edited, and the narration is done through the newest version of Windows Movie Maker, which is free for anyone with Windows, and super easy program to use. I'm not editing it. You guys are just getting the full flight, so I'm really just putting the audio over it. But it's you can see now the sun's coming out, so makes for a bit better video. I like it. I hate flying in the clouds. You know what I mean? When it's all dark and gloomy out, doesn't make for that nice of a video. This town, I was talking a little earlier about a pain in the ass to get around, and for bikes it was pretty easy because they could go around these barriers and stuff all through the city. There was like barriers blocking roads. This one's closed, and the bikes could go around, but the cars wouldn't. So to get to some spots, I had to like go way the hell up to the other side of town to turn around and be able to come back. So that was a bit of a pain in the ass. I'm guessing all the cars you see there got in place before the event started. And we definitely plan on going back there again. I'd like to go in the summer probably. We've got our camper, take it down. Maybe there's some campgrounds and stuff out that way, so it'd be nice to go see it. It's got a nice little marina. I didn't really get to spend much time there or flying around fully like I would like to. It'd be nice to go do some fishing perhaps. And yeah, some more flying, of course. So I bring my drone basically everywhere with me, just in case. You know what I mean? Driving down the road, and see something, you got to be ready to pull over and fly it. And what are we gonna check out now? That's just more people having a good time, getting drunk. Yeah, I don't even know where I was going now. I guess for a tour of the city. We'll see. I've still got like 5 minutes left or something in the flight, so I don't even remember where I went. This was like some closed down scrapyard, and there's like a big abandoned building there, and directly in front of us. So we were kind of tempted to jump the fence and go check that out. There's like no trespassing signs all over it, but I don't actually think they mean it. I think it's one of those. Or there it is. It's actually in front of me now. I think the building I referred to. It's like all collapsing and stuff. But I don't think they really mean that you can't go in there. When they say no trespassing, they're just meaning be careful. That's just to cover their own ass, you know what I mean? So that may happen one day. There's the windmills. We try to do our green energy here or whatever, which is I guess kind of one of those things they call it green energy. But if you know how much mining has to go in to make those. They're made of metal. Where do you get metal? You get it from the ground. How do you get it from the ground? You got to do blasting and drilling and digging, and so there's a lot of work goes into making green energy. So if anyone thinks, oh, green energy, is the answer, just know that a lot of stuff goes into it. I touch base on that with something else like organic or whatever in a little vlog I did driving before, that people think organic is just the end of it, but it's not. You know, every footstep you take is potentially killing billions of bacteria and little bugs and whatever. I know this is so far off topic. I'm like the most random dude ever. Some of those houses are pretty sweet along that river. Kind of reminded me of the houses along the rivers in Florida. And I love Florida, by the way. So if I got any Floridians watching, shout out to you guys. I can't wait to get back to Florida. I probably should have been born in Florida. So hopefully you guys have been enjoying this little flight around. I know that I had fun flying it. I always love getting to a new place and flying and, you know, seeing the sights. And I just, for us here in Canada, it's that time of year where stuff's starting to look a little better. I hate flying around trees that have no leaves on them and the grass is all brown. You know what I mean? The early spring and late fall, once the leaves are all off the trees and it's just ugly out. I don't mind flying in the winter in the, you know, when there's some snow on the ground. But I missed my boat. I got rid of my boat when we bought the trailer, so I kind of would like to maybe consider buying another boat. The only problem with the boat was, you know, you get a boat, put a couple grand into it, whatever, and then just for an old one, you know, ours was nothing too fancy. And it's then I just end up working a lot of weekends and stuff like that and not really getting out quite as much as I would want to. And then so paying storage for something you don't get to use, you know how it is. I like the guy with the bright red roof there. That's what I would do. Be the guy that really stands out, I guess. And then I would put our we have a sportswear company, you know, so FJCK Sportswear, and I'd probably put that on the roof so that when people were flying their drones around, they could see that. I'm not coming in for my landing yet. I was thinking maybe that's what I was up to, but I'm not. Oh, I am over the truck. There we go. I thought I was down further, but so I am there. I actually met the guy in the house right across from where I took off from. As I landed, him and his old lady came out, and he thought this was the coolest thing. He saw me take off, and he was just waiting till I got it back to talk to me. And he was asking where he could see the video, so I gave him my YouTube channel, and he asked that if they appeared in the video or is hosted or whatever to use it. So we'll see. I don't remember if they came up in it. I know they were the house was in the video on the way up, and we will see in a few seconds if it was there on the way down. And then on my other flight, same thing. I had some dudes that were walking down the street as I was coming in for my landing, and got talking to them, and they said, "Oh, if your video, you know, if we're in your video, that's cool. We'd love to be in it or whatever." So I'll have to check that out on the next video, because once again, I haven't watched that back either. But we were lucky to find this little free parking spot, because everywhere else was like $10, $15 or whatever it was for parking, and found this side of the road that had no parking restrictions. Other people were all parked there, so it's like, yeah, free parking. Come on, let's see, was he out? I don't remember. It's this big house right in front of me there, so. And then that's going to pretty much wrap up the flight. If you stuck around this long, if you could do me a favor and just throw me a like, and that'd be great. There he is. And then feel free to check out. We sell custom YouTube shirts and with your channel and everything on it. So click the link for that too. See you guys.